Today is a beautiful fall day and I decided to go clean my chicken coop and winterize it. I'm gonna go in and do a cleaning, change out the nest pads, throw in some leaves in there. There's already some we blew in because the trees are already losing so much leaves, and I use that to put it in the chicken run right here and in here. And so I'm gonna come in and clean all this out, change out the nest pads, and get it ready for the winter. So I'm gonna take you with me in the chicken coop, the way I clean out my chicken coop and get it ready for the winter season. So I'm gonna be using my gloves and mask, and the mask is because there's so much dust in here, and I'm just gonna change out. This is really worn out, and we had broken eggs here and all sorts of crap going on here. And so I'm just gonna drop this on the floor, and that's gonna get kicked around by the chickens and break down over time. So I'm gonna switch all these out, give it a good scrape. As you can see here, I have some residue from the diatomaceous earth that I usually put in the nest box before I put the nest pads in there. I put some under the nest pad and I put some on top of the nest pad. And so that's all you can see here in this nest box. I'm going to clean all that out and put fresh ones. Now that this is all cleaned out, I'm going to put some fresh diatomaceous earth in here. I'm just going to sprinkle it a little bit in here. Then I'm going to set the fresh nest pad down and also sprinkle some on there. And that's just to deter the bugs from there and getting rid of them, if any. I also have some of this nesting box blend here, and it's just organic herbal bedding, and it smells really good. Keeps the nest box nice and fresh. It has chamomile flowers in it, peppermint, lavender, wormwood, organic tansy. Everything is organic. Eucalyptus, calendula, a pot marigold, and organic spearmint. And you can actually make this yourself, grow your herbs and make it yourself. But this is the first bag that I've ever bought, and I've had it since. I've had this for like 4 years now, and there's a lot still in it. So a little goes a long way, and it still has a nice strong scent in there. And I'm gonna just sprinkle a little bit there, that much, so that way the nesting pad stays nice and fresh. Okay, so I'm gonna go on to the other ones, and I'm gonna just do it real quick. Keep my flow going. What's the matter? Y'all are so noisy today. I know I'm in your spot and you're trying to go away. Almost there. Done. See? Done. So guys, that's how I prepare my nest box for the winter. Clean it out and put nice fresh nest pad in there, and some diatomaceous earth and some fresh herbs, you know, to keep the girls happy. Now I am gonna winterize this chicken run and using plastic. This is an old piece from last year or probably 2 years ago, and so I'm gonna remove that, and I am gonna put a new piece there. But I usually wrap this entire, everywhere you see the chicken wire, that's where I wrap with plastic the whole entire thing. even in the bottom. That's also an old piece. This is also an old piece, and I left that in place because the rain or the snow, when it blows in it, I have to also clean that feeder, which I don't use anymore, but this is what I use now. Because the rodents were finding a happy place right there, and so we just abandoned it. It's still in place, but the reason why we left the plastic right there, it's because the snow and the rain was blowing in and it was wetting the feed. And this is a feeder that we will fill up and have it there for about a week at a time. We would have to refill it. I knew you wanted to go lay. Now you can go check it out. It's nice and clean for you, girl. And so we would come out here and fill this cover. I don't know. I haven't opened it in so long, so it's probably really tight. And I'm not trying to do this with one hand now while I hold the camera, but you get the idea. So we will put like a bag of feed in there, and it would last the chickens a week. But because the rodents, like I said, have been so comfortable coming in and get their fair share, we just abandoned it, and we are now using this hanging feeder here for the chickens. But as I was saying, we just cover the entire thing with plastic to make sure that they're warm enough in here, because this is where they usually would spend most of their days during the winter time. And in the spring, summer, and fall, we have this extra run out here which is not covered, and they enjoy this bigger space out here. So we put all the leaves in here to make sure it's nice and warm in here. They can scratch around in it, they can still get bugs, and they can be comfortable. Now, before we had, there's a door here, as you can see, and this here is the step. Usually would go up in there into the coop, but currently we have some smaller chickens in there that we are getting ready for the new year to start new layers. And so we separated them from these older ones that are 4 years old, and so we have their roost here, which they sleep during the nighttime, and they have their nest box here where they can lay. They have water, they have feed, they have their run space, and they also have an extra run out there. Don't try to go out that gate. She's gonna push through that gate because I left the bottom part a little loose. But yeah, anyways, so this serves actually as a dual purpose. I can have a space for them to live out their lives in here, and I can have that extra coop there and that door that they can, you know, use if I choose to do it a different way. But there is a little ventilation, because if you, as you can see, there are spaces between the woods, and we deliberately did it that way. But we are still gonna wrap this run and make sure that it's warm enough for the chickens to stay in. We even wrap the top right there. Let me go out and show you. You wrap all this here in plastic just to make sure that they're warm enough. Even though the chicken breeds that we chose are cold hardy, go lay your egg and cut that out. Just go. You're just noisy for no reason. What? Anyways, as I was saying, we chose cold hardy and heat tolerant chickens, and so we just make sure that they're as comfortable as they can be, and if they're not comfortable, they would show you signs of stress, so you have to pretty much pay attention to them. I usually come in here and just watch them and observe them. I can stand here for a half hour just standing still, looking at them doing their thing, acting silly and klutzy, but you know, it's just fun learning their behaviors, seeing them comfortable in their own element, doing what they do. And so I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this chicken run here with the plastic. And I do sometimes put a heat lamp. I also do have electric waterers, and I will show you that in a second. We do hang heat lamps in here if there's a stretch of cold. Where's the thermometer? Usually we'll put a thermometer on the wall here. I probably put it in that smaller coop. Usually put a battery operated thermometer in here just to make sure we monitor the temperature in here. And if need be, if there's a few days to a week in a row where the temperature is close to zero or below zero, we usually turn the heat lamps on, and we'll put 2 heat lamps in here just to give them supplemental heat. It's not too cold in here. Because, I mean, they're animals. They're live things that, I think a little extra heat for them won't hurt. So these right here are the electric waterers. There we go. So this is what it looks like. These I bought at Tractor Supply, and they're still going strong. I just take them out of the elements once I'm done with them. And this is 3 gallons. So it holds 3 gallons of water, and so I just plug it in. I fill it here like this. Or take the cap off, let the water hose go right in here, and you just cap it. But I like to open it up all the way and fill it because I want to wash the water out every time I refill it. So I just rather do it this way to fill it. And like I said, guys, I just put the leaves in there that falls from the trees, and whatever food scraps I get from the kitchen or from the garden. Anything but things with seeds in it, like tomatoes and peppers and what have you. I put like spent brassicas and leaves, green leaves, and they scratch around in it, and they're happy and healthy, with being able to do all that in there. So this right here is the pulley system for the little door that I showed you earlier. And at first when we first had chicken, we would put them up in the nighttime, close this door, and then let them back down in the morning time. See, you're curious. You're not going in there. I know you know that door. It's been well over 6 months you haven't been in there, so stop trying to go in. Put your cat down so I can look this stairs. So all we're gonna do is end up sleeping on it. And we don't want any poopy in the foodie. But yeah, we have our little system going, and we have different ways. I like the idea of having our chicken coop and run however we choose to. I've raised turkeys in here, multiple sets of turkeys in here, and it worked out great for us. We've raised a lot of meat birds. We've done a lot of egg laying hens. Hopefully in the future I want to try my hand at raising quail. So we'll see how that goes, and we will definitely be utilizing the same building for all the different purposes that we want to use it for, because I think it's adequate. It's big enough, and it's sectioned off like really good that we can do multiple birds at the same time and also at different stages. All right, so I am gonna continue to clean up this chicken coop, and I have my little ones right here, 11 of them. They're gonna start laying next spring. Brand new. I got them when they were two days old. But anyways, I'm gonna start taking all these cobwebs down. I'll just pass this little Swifter duster thing here, because it's easier to do that way. and it's so dusty in here, so I do wear a mask. Chicken makes a lot of dust. If you don't know, now you know. Look at this, all this here is chicken dust, and so I usually just come in, take all the cobwebs out, and I do this like twice a year, just removing all the dust. And after I'm done doing this cobweb removal and dust removal, I'm gonna come in with my little hand blower, and I'm gonna blow some of this dust away. And guys, right here I'm gonna scrape all this material out, and I am gonna start fresh and put some leaves down in here, some dry leaves from the trees and I'm gonna do the deep litter bedding method here for the winter time. Alright, so now this is nice and clean. I'm gonna come in here with some leaves that I picked up in the yard. I'm not gonna cover these nest box right here because the chickens are not sleeping in a nest box. They're actually roosting at nighttime, and I know because there's poop all over the roost. So I'm not going to even cover these. Usually I would cover it if they're sleeping. I'll just put like a piece of board to cover it so that they won't go in there and sleep. I don't have any nest box pads in there, so it's not comfortable, I guess, enough for them to go in there and sleep at nighttime. But they're doing what they should be doing because they should be roosting at nighttime. This here is the stand I'm gonna make with these bricks to put the water on, just to give it a little lift off the floor. So So I'll sit the waterer right here, and I'm probably going to hang the feeder right here. So once I come here to the door, I don't necessarily have to come in. I will hang the feed. It'll be hanging right here, and the waterer would be sitting right over here. Okay, so now I'm going to hang the feeder right here with the feed. And I'm going to strategically put the waterer right here. So the waterer and the feeder is right here. And they're going to roost. They usually don't roost here. They're probably not going to roost here, but who knows. Hopefully they don't, because the waterer will be filled with poop. But this is just so that I don't have to climb in here all the time. And if I do want to turn the droppings and the leaves and stuff in here, all I do is just simply grab my tool and just turn it this way from standing right here. If these were layers, I wouldn't have to go in here either to get eggs. All I would have to do is come out here, open the nest box, and grab my eggs in here. Alright, so that's my setup, and that's how I, prepare for winter. Now I'm going to go ahead and we're going to finish. My husband is going to assist me with winterizing the chicken coop. And we'll just put the finishing touches on this, and I'll take you along with me and show you how we go about doing that. So these here are some of the old plastic that we've had up here for a couple years. And so my husband's gonna, it's all torn up and beat up, so my husband's gonna remove those. And as you can see, we put the wood down, because when it gets windy in the winter time, let's say we have a blizzard, it would tear this whole plastic up. So we put the plastic down, and we put these, what's the measurement of that? 1x2s. We put these 1x2s to, secure the plastic in place. We just put some screws in there and make sure that it's secure enough in case there's a storm. We don't have to come out here and secure anything. We even put it come down the side right here just to make sure everything is nice and snug. And I'm over here in my wood pile to see what extra reusable material we can use, because we hardly throw anything away. We just keep it here secured, so if we need to make any changes or reinforcements, we can use these. I'm already getting a few pieces out of here, so that'll be good. We don't have to keep buying every time we need it. Okay, so I'm gonna rake all these leaves away here from the base. If you notice right here, I don't know if you can see it. Let me bring it in a little closer. Right here is the base, and we did put wire down like 2 feet out. All the way. There's wood chips on it, but 2 feet all the way out, all around this building. And that's to deter the rodents. Or any predators that may try to dig their way in and go after the chickens or the eggs. Look at the girls way in there. They know something's going on. So they're way back there all in a corner. My husband is a very handy guy. I'm so blessed to have him, not just because he's handy, but because he's a great guy. I couldn't ask for a better. I'm not saying that because he's here, guys, but honestly, anybody who knows us personally, they would know and they would understand. He's a really good guy. He's hardworking. He has a good heart. He's a good friend. He's my best friend. You know, and he's my life partner, and I'm thankful that I have him. You know, we do all our projects together. We extended our deck. What was the size of a deck? So when we first built this house, this deck was 10 by 16, and we extended it all the way to 18 by 16. So we built this by ourselves. The boys did help. The girls helped stain the deck. And we built our patio by ourselves also. Just me and him. This is our patio. We removed the dirt. We dug everything up manually. No power tools. He also built this stand here for our water tanks, our rainwater catch system. And so we do a lot of work around here ourselves, and we try to make it into something that we enjoy, and we put our own touches on it. That's my little walkway that I did by myself. Yeah, so I was just saying, you know, I enjoy doing all these projects with him. We save a lot of money on labor, and we look for materials that are on sale or on clearance. We never buy anything that's a full price. We look on Craigslist and we get scrap wood. We get all this wood here, that's all free from Craigslist. All free. All this wood chips that we transformed our backyard into, it's all free. All free stuff. So this is all good free materials that we can utilize and save money. And so this is, you know, a way of saving our money. All this wood chips here. If I can do it in the front, I would, but you know. Okay, so now here, back to the chicken coop and winterizing it. We got this roll of plastic here at Lowe's. So he's done the measurements and he's cutting it out to the measurements that he got. So this is a staple gun we use. We got it at Harbor Freight, and it holds 3 different sizes of staples. Guys, I'm out here trying to make this content and all sorts of background noises. I just want to go in the woods and live far away, at least 1 mile away from everybody else, so I can have a little more quiet. Not just to make content, but that's the way I prefer it. Whenever I want to get into civilized areas, then I would go into it, and then when I'm ready, to go back into my peaceful space, my nice, quiet, humble abode, and listen to my chickens and my dog and my cat and the birds and the wind blowing in the trees, then I can do that. But for now, I'm over here away from the big city, but still in a city. Let me go help my husband. He don't even need me. Last year I winterized the chicken coop by myself, and usually I try to do as much as I can when he's at work, and I don't want him to hear me. I rolled out the plastic and I stapled it all by myself, but obviously it was not. When I was done, I noticed that it was not straight and my hand was crooked, so he had to adjust it. So I was like, okay, this year I'll let you do it. I have chicken dust in my hair from cleaning that chicken coop out, but whatever, I'll wash my hair tonight. But anyways, so he likes his stuff nice and neat, and I know he won't be able to bear the sight of coming outside and see that the plastic on the chicken coop is all twisted again. So I was like, okay, we'll do it together. And there he is, doing his thing, as handy as ever. I've learned so much from him. I've learned to use power tools. He showed me how. We've always done things together, and so he's in his element right now, doing his thing. His profession is an HVAC mechanic. He does AC and heating and all that fun stuff. He is also handy, and you know, he's in his element, doing his thing, enjoying what he's doing. Focus. He's always so focused when he's doing what he's doing, and I've become that way too. That's why it's been so difficult for me to create content, because I'm so used to coming out in my yard and doing my work, going into the garden and just focusing in my peaceful space on what I'm doing and taking it in and enjoying it and not having to create a video or tape what I'm doing. And so it was so much easier before I started my channel in July. But look at that. Look how neat it is. Look at that, guys. Look at him doing his thing. You having fun yet? Yeah. I know you're having fun. He won't even ask me to hold the wood for him.
Hold the what?
The board.
Oh.
Don't go there. Don't go there now. But he's doing his thing, and I just let him be, and I offer my help. But we do a lot together. Sometimes I offer help when help is not needed, but he understands that I just want us to, you know, be a good team and do what we do together. And we're just out here. I'm literally sitting on the ground, and kids out there having fun on their motorbikes. It's so cool that they can do that. Such a quiet, it's private in here, and it's so good that they're able to do this. Such a safe neighborhood, I must say. But yeah, back to the chicken coop. What do you need, babe? Need help? You need me now? No? Yeah? Okay, he needs me, so I'm gonna go. Oh, maybe not yet? Okay. Okay. Perfect. We'll use it till it starts falling apart. Yeah. We're not trying to spend all this money. Materials these days are just... Building materials are just like off the hook right now. This is why we have always gone on Craigslist, and you know, I'm not even ashamed of it, because it's always reusable stuff, like good quality stuff that we can reuse, we can repurpose and save money. Like there's no reason for all this stuff to go to waste. Even pallets, like you can find pallets online for free. Like, or you would be driving by and you would see like a stack of pallets and the sign says free on it. So I mean, it's good that we can have these things to repurpose, not to hoard, because there are some people who have hoarding tendencies and they tend to like just gather stuff and, you know, make a mess of their property. But that's not the case with us. We try to keep everything organized, and we just utilize whatever we need to, and we don't store too much up, because when you store stuff like that, you leave room for rodents to come in and, you know, make a comfortable home in them. And so we don't do that at all. Whatever we get enough to do whatever projects we have to do. Back to winterizing the chicken coop and run. And maybe I should stick to my topic here and not go up. But I have time. I have time to chit chat a little bit. And so I prefer to do that. Maybe one day I'll go live and we can do all this stuff. I can read the comments while I'm sitting here watching him work and showing you guys how he does his thing and how we do our things around here. But when I'm not shy and when I'm not afraid of the camera, then I'll probably go live one day. It's gonna happen because that's my goal. That's what I want to do, and I want to be able to show real-time videos, like not just to edit out stuff or do take one, take two. I just want it to be as authentic as it can be and show you guys the ups and downs, the mistakes, the triumphs, the failures. And so one day I hope to go live. Back to the chicken coop. I think he's around the back, so we're gonna head over to the back. I'm back. I'm working real hard here. I'm gonna wash my hair. Alright, let me bring you in closer and show you the progress. And guys, this plastic roll was 10 feet by 100 feet and it cost like $84.99. So, and that's why we reuse our plastics. Guys, so we're done wrapping the chicken in the plastic, and now I'm gonna install the thermometer so that way we know what the temperature is like in here. It now reads 79 degrees, so it's very warm in here because it's a beautiful day today and it's warm up really well. So I'm just gonna put these screws in here first. idea of what the temperature is, and it's now jumped up to 80 degrees in a matter of less than a minute, so we can monitor the temperature in here. Okay, so let's show you now what the outside looks like. All right, so this is what our chicken run now looks like. So see, we put the plastic on there and we put the wood to just secure it, so when the wind blows that it doesn't tear it off the building. This one has a little hole in it, but that's fine. This plastic, we left it up there from the last 2 seasons, so we will reuse that and maybe patch that hole, but it's pretty much gonna stay there. And this is the side. This was also left there. I gotta move my tools, but this was also left there from a couple seasons. And this is what the back looks like now. So I'm gonna do a whole walk around so you can see. And this is that side. And if you notice, we left some room right here for ventilation. We left an opening right there so we can get some fresh air and we can get the air moving. So that's pretty much the whole thing. There's a little space right here too. It was deliberately left there, and that's for airflow. And guys, I'm gonna show you something back here. If you notice here, the wood, the way we placed it, we left a space. That also was designed for ventilation purposes. We didn't put it all close together. So that's how we winterize our chicken coop. We even did the door here, as you can see. So if we have a long stretch of bitter cold days, they can stay in there. They have enough run space. They have their nest box right there. They have their roost. They have their water and their feed set up. There's a lot of space in here just for 6 birds for the winter. I'm gonna add some more leaves right here to the floor, and I'll just come in and I'll turn this when it needs to be turned during the winter time. I'll keep throwing in more material. I usually bag up the leaves that fall from the trees. There's also leaves out here in the outdoor run. Lots and lots of leaves from all these huge trees. They're not done falling yet, but we utilize all of our leaves. We did not put any of our leaves out for the garbage truck to take, and so we just are able to utilize everything. And when we're done with these in the run, we just throw it in the compost pile and we compost that and turn it to soil. So if you guys have any questions or suggestions, please feel free to put it in the comment section below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again next time right here on Fifi's Journey.